Hello guys and welcome to the final stream of F1 2016 and the 2016. I got that completely wrong. That's probably the worst intro I've ever done for a live stream. But anyway guys, welcome to the last stream of 2016 on this channel, and we are here quite ironically at the track where we pull off one of our best strategies of all the series we've done so far with this track. It is of course Malaysia for the Malaysian Grand Prix, and one we really need to really pick up a win here. As you will well know from last time out in Singapore, it really didn't go well. We're probably one of the weirdest crashes I've ever seen as well, so absolutely shocked by that. We found an invisible wall, but a bit unfortunate there with that crash. But also my microphone died in that stream, which was really frustrating. As you can see, we're fine now, so we've got the microphone fixed and we are ready to go for the last episode of the year for F1 2016 career mode. So hope everyone is doing fantastically well in the chat. And by the way guys, in the description below is a link to the race stream, and will be happening as soon as we finish this race qualifying session. So it is set for 3 o'clock, but it will be starting earlier in about half an hour or so. So make sure to click a link in the description below, get it on a tab and ready. And then after that will be a video, my last official video of 2016, with a little review and what I've got lined up for 2017, with maybe the possibility of a little teaser. A teaser for Season 4, which will reveal a little bit, but not a lot. So I want you guys to think about what I've got lined up so on there. So hope everyone is alright. Make sure guys to share the stream out and also like the video as well. I want to try and hit 100 likes on every stream today that we've got, but in qualifying we can go for 50, so on there. So for the race obviously 100 likes will be the goal, as well as we're just bringing the viewers up a little bit, which is good on there. And we'll start in a minute's time for the race. But I will say guys, from next year there will possibly be, I think, 10 episodes a week on this, so basically 5 races a week. So theoretically you're going to get a month's worth of a season potentially in career mode. Fingers crossed, if I can do it all, of course. I will say as well, Happy New Year to all my subscribers who are from like New Zealand, Australia, a little bit of Asia, including this track as well. I know there's a lot of you who are from Malaysia right now, and which is really nice. So Happy New Year to all of you, and all us Europeans who have still got like what, 10 hours to go. Get drinking on me, because I might even do a shoey at this New Year's Eve party, but I don't know if I will, because I'll be wearing my smartest shoes. But we'll see how we get on there. But we're going to start this off now guys. We're going to have to skip through a lot of the practice. We're not going to do any practice for this one, because I don't really need it, because we cease R&D, and we're joining a new team next season, so I won't be doing any of them on there. The only change really is that we've added a new part, which is drag, which is our final upgrade for the season, and it will just lock us really in second place overall in the field. And the glitch again with the developments stuff, I don't know if it is a glitch, but we'll see. On there, Renault have bought some upgrades as well, reducing the drag and increased their downforce, so they've jumped Williams and Mercedes again, so they're now the 5th fastest team of the field, which is obviously nice to see. And I'll show you the championship standings when we get there as well. So no, I can't do 100% because I haven't got time today. This weekend we're at Kuala Lumpur, so we're just going to skip through practice because we don't need to do any practice. But we are going to check the weather though, because I do not want a wet race. And it's dry. We've had a lot of dry races this season. I would have liked to have done at least a wet quali and a wet race. An interesting so we'll see. There, then. Let's remind ourselves of the top 3. So we'll just skip this. We are doing a bit of an interesting strategy as well for the race. We're using the aggressive tyre strategy. So we're going to be using softs throughout the entire qualifying session. So we're starting on the softs basically for the race, if that makes any sense. So it could be a risk, but it may not be a risk. And it's raining. Okay, it's raining in qualifying. Fantastic. On there. So we're going to start off now with this episode of career mode. So make sure guys, before we start, to like the video, share the stream out, and subscribe if you haven't already for a shout out as well. And any new subscribers guys in the chat for my regular subs, please let me know in chat, because then I can give shout outs to them as well. And very nicely guys, put a hashtag welcome to that new subscriber, here it is as well. But without further ado, let's get on with this one for the final stream, the final race of 2016. It is time for the qualifying session for the Malaysian Grand Prix in Season 3 of Career Mode. Let's go, guys. Let's do this. Hello everyone and welcome back to the F1 2016 live career mode being streamed right now on YouTube for episode number 93 of season 3 of our career mode. And we are in Kuala Lumpur, a track that you guys remember throughout the last 2 seasons has been very, very successful for us. And it is great to be back at this track, and hopefully we can go, I think, for our 3rd win in a row as well on this track. So we'll see how it goes on here. As you can see, it is raining in qualifying, so it is going to be a very interesting start to this qualifying session, but we are running aggressive tyre wear strategy for this race. And also as well, at the end of the last episode, guys, in Singapore, where I was trying to talk to you guys, we had a bit of a microphone issue and it has been fixed now. We ceased R&D and we improved on the drag as well to level 4, which means we are now locked in with our upgrades. We are still the 2nd fastest team. Renault have brought an upgrade as well. They've jumped ahead of Mercedes and Williams in the process, so they're back to the 5th fastest team. But because of our crash in Singapore, Max Verstappen has a 12-point lead in the championship now ahead of us, with Sebastian Vettel in 3rd, 67 points behind Max. So don't count out him and Carlos Sainz just yet, because there could be a surprise in the championship like we did last season as well. That's the wrong button. In the Constructors, I think you can safely say, guys, we're going to win the Constructors. So at least we've won something that I haven't won before in the series. So we've finally done it, guys, and Sauber's still on 0 points. So that's a shame for them. But anyway, guys, we're going to hear from Emma before we go out on the track for our expectations for qualifying, and then we'll go to the qualifying session. So let's hear, firstly, what she has to say.
Hi, how are you? I'm just passing on your qualifying goals for this weekend.
So we've got to qualify 4th or higher, beat our rival Carlos Sainz, and obviously beat our teammate Max Verstappen. So I want to say shout out to Jay, who has just subscribed as well. So thank you very much to you for subscribing to the channel. He did the double A glitch again, which was kind of weird. But anyway, guys, let's head to the track for qualifying for the Malaysian Grand Prix. And the race, guys, is going to happen straight after this qualifying session. So in the description below, the first link you see is a link to that race stream. So please make sure to go over to that right now to get yourself in there. But without further ado, it's qualifying, guys. Can we secure a pole? Let's do it, guys.
Sit back and put your feet up as we head into qualifying here in Kuala Lumpur. Over the next few minutes, we'll find out who's got pace in the car and who hasn't. This is a track that tends to ask quite a lot of the tyres, both front and rear. So is it fair to say a great deal of management will be needed in order to do well here?
Tyre wear will probably be the dominating factor around this track. It's so easy to use up the life in your tyres as you seek to find the lap time. If you have a good balance to begin with, like the Mercedes and Red Bull, you'll always stand a better chance.
So here we go, guys. We've got light rain at the minute, but it is going to dry up in the next few minutes, as you can see, as Jeff's trying to talk over me. But we're going to fail Jeff once again. But at the minute, it's going to dry up in the next 10 minutes, actually. So we're going to have a bit of a dry session come end of Q1, potentially. So I'm tempted to stay in the pits, but I want to go out again, like we did last time out in Singapore, where we had that bizarre weather in that qualifying session. If you guys have not seen that, I really recommend you going to see that video. It is one of the most bizarre things you will ever see on there. So we are here for the setup area of the stream, and if you want to use any of my setup, guys, you are more than happy to use my setups. I'm just going to quickly get it up on your screens quickly if I can find the right one. Where is it? Where's my setups for Malaysia? There it is. And we're going to make a couple of changes to it, actually, because it is a dry race, as if you saw the start of the stream. So we're going to get everything back to where it is. And if you want to use it, guys, you're more than happy to. I'll put a time frame in the video if you want to use it. It's entirely up to you on there. And we're going to run 5 laps of fuel just to get a feel for the car around this track as well. And before we go on track, guys, please make sure to like the video if you want more F1 career mode in 2017, as this is the final stream of the year. and also subscribe to the channel, guys, as we are so close to 11,000 subscribers. We're only about 34 away, and it would be amazing if we could smash that, guys, by the end of today. It would be amazing to hit 11,000, so it's up to you guys if we could smash that goal by the end of midnight, basically, when in the UK, that is. So we're going to head out onto the track then for the first of our runs on the intermediate tyre, and hopefully Gutierrez for pole. I think that kind of gives a clue of what happened. Tyre was important here, and Ryan goes aggressive. You know me. Reese, I want to try and do something a bit different. Haryanto pole. That's not happening. I can confirm that. But you never know. Let's get the settings ready. There we go. So we're out onto the track then for this one, and this is going to be interesting. Malaysia is a great track. We've had some classic races around here in the past, so I'm absolutely stoked to be back here. Well, we've pulled off some amazing tyre wear strategies in the past, so fingers crossed we can do it here. As we've already locked up everywhere, so not the best of starts, but just trying to get a feel for the car again. Since we weren't being serious yesterday in the race with the subs races that we did, which you guys have loved, and it's one of the series I've loved making this year, so I'm absolutely happy that you guys are loving that series. But we'll see how we're going to go on in 2017 with that series, and this series as well. I want to try and blow this up a bit more. So we just got to try and take it so carefully right now. I don't know why why am I in Rich? That's the first question for myself. But we have got rain ceasing off and going away in a minute, so it's just some bank laps here. The track isn't wet, so the track should dry up quite quickly. Knowing Malaysia, it dries up massively quick around here. So we'll see how we get on with this one. Just take it nice and easy to start off with. So you never know, it could dry out at the end of Q1, but you never know. It could be a full wet quali Q1. So we'll see how we get on as we're going to start our first lap. Not taking the best of lines out of the last corner. But let's start our first lap then of the session. Hopefully we should be safe, but you never know what may happen in these qualifying sessions, as you well know. But we're going to brake really early for turn 1, as we don't want to lock up and go wide, because it's very crucial to get this part of the lap right, as Palmer is the fastest man on the track at the minute. I think that was a 151, but I'm not sure. Couldn't see it very quickly, but a 27.2 is the fastest first sector, and I think we're going to smash that already by 0.4 of a second, so it's a good start there for us. But this is where we've been quick in previous seasons, if you guys remember. Button now fastest on a 49 flat, so that's a very interesting time there from Jensen. We're taking it very nicely through this middle part of the lap, where it's just a great sector this is to drive. In the dry, but in the wet you can just play it so safe and still get a decent sector time, so going pretty well for us so far, but long way to go though. Let's take it carefully up the hill we go. 105 is the best time to beat, and we're actually down on Jensen by 2.5 tenths, so not really bothered about that. We are running quite a lot of fuel in the car as well for another 3 laps, so I'm not really fussed about that. As long as we get in the top 16 is my goal, but I may pit actually at the end of this lap, just so I can get thinking about dries. But Verstappen now the fastest on a 49.6. The current championship leader has been beaten by Alonso. 49.6 for Fernando. But we're going to go again. We're going to do another lap here as we're down in 9th place, but obviously we've not set a time yet. As we're going to come across to the line right now, it's going to be a 150 flat actually, so we've only lost a little bit of time to Jensen and co ahead of us, the 2 McLarens and my teammate, so not particularly happy with that lap, if I'm honest. We've improved the first sector, which we are doing, and I think that's where the pole, the fastest time of the session is going to be, but you never know. We do the back end there, but we're up by nearly 2 tenths, and we're nearly exactly a tenth up on Alonso in the first sector, so it's a very good start for our second lap here. But I've just got to think about getting a decent lap on the board and then just chilling in the pits until it dries and seeing if people go out on a set of dry tyres, but it will depend on how quickly the track dries up. So it's still early days yet, but you never know what could happen in these sessions. We've seen it in Singapore as a prime example of what happened. So you can see we're now up by 0.2 of a second in the middle sector, but this is where the AI have been quite quick in previous games over me. And it's actually stopped raining now in this part of the lap, I think, and it's starting to dry up quite quickly, so that's interesting to see, as I'm actually gaining time actually for grip, so that's quite interesting. 0.4 up, so we will box this lap, and we're just going to have to keep an eye on seeing if anyone goes out on dries. It's going to be the question on everyone's mind. So we're going to come out the final corner, trying to be very cautious. Getting a little bit of wheel spin, but look at that, 0.7 up in the last part of the lap, and we go fastest on a 49.3. So only by about 0.3 of a second, but I think that should be safe as Magnussen's coming out the pits, so we're just going to let him through. If he's going to go through actually, but I'm just going to pause the game and just return to the garage to be safe on there. So currently we're the fastest, so that's fantastic, obviously. So we'll see how we get on with this. With the times going to drop off quite quickly. People are staying in the pits as well. That just gives me the indication that they are going to be staying for the dry part of the lap. So like Vettel leading the way. I think Raikkonen's in that as well. Let's see, Rosberg, Raikkonen, Ericsson, Perez, Nasser, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Hamilton, Sainz and Bottas, who actually visited the Mercedes garage, Mercedes motorhome place, factory, a few days before Christmas, so I think he's going to there. I think he's going to the team there. So we're currently still fastest. Raikkonen pips us. Vettel pips us. So no one going out on the dries just yet, but I feel that was safe. So I don't think I'm going to set a time here. No, we're fine. We're P4. P7 actually. As Nasser and Ericsson, the Saubers, fastest of the session. 36.8 for them, 36.9. Perez on a 37.3. Then it's the rest of the intermediate runners of Sainz, Vettel, Raikkonen, myself, Alonso, Verstappen. But who's out then? We have Pascal Wehrlein, Massa, Palmer, Gutierrez, Haryanto, and Nico Hulkenberg all crashing out of Q1 as well. So it actually was the time for the dry tyres, surprisingly. So that's interesting to see. But we are through. 12 seconds off the pace, but it's nice to see the Saubers at the top of the timesheets, but obviously but look how cloudy it is though. Oh, that's going to be interesting. One thing before we go out, we're going to go out on obviously we've got brand spanking sets of soft tyres here. I'm going to try and save at least one fresh set ready for the race, so we'll have 2 fresh sets of the soft tyre for the race, fingers crossed. We're going to run 3 laps of fuel. So my idea is to do potentially, I'm trying to think here, 2 sets in this session, potentially, then use one of the U sets in Q3, and use the other fresh sets, well, I don't know actually, I'm trying to think here what's best. So yeah, basically use these 2 in this session, then use, obviously not use the one which you set the fastest time on, which will probably be one of them, and then use this one in the fresh set for Q3, so we'll have 2 fresh sets of softs, and 2 fresh sets of hards for the race, but we'll see how we go on with this one. As he didn't do the 100%. That is very true. Very true, that is, Reese. We should not technically be in this session. But we're going to go back out now. We may only have to do 1 lap here, so we'll see if we can get through comfortably into Q3. As we said, if we get quicker than anyone, then we should be fine, but you never know. Michael, good to see you, mate. Boo Salva, but it looks very overcast right now, so there could be rain coming back, but we don't know yet. We'll wait and see as we will head out of the garage. I'm going to go back to lean. Oh, the grip. Oh, the grip's. It's great to see dry conditions right now, and the dry line there. You can see where we've been driving on in the wet conditions, but no oversteer whatsoever right now. But there's no rain expected for the race, so it's going to be a dry one, so I am running that dry setup. And what will be probably the most important qualifying session of the season for me at this time. But tomorrow we'll be back, or I don't know if I'm actually going to be streaming tomorrow, I don't know yet, because it is New Year's Day and I've got plans with Laura, my girlfriend, tomorrow, along with the family, so it will be most likely Suzuka tomorrow, or Monday will be the time when I race that, but we'll wait and see. So we'll have to wait and find out. Oh, back end still out there. Still a bit damp, but not that much really. So we've got to try and stick to this racing line. That's in grey, as the track is still evolving from the wet. It's just running a little bit wider than I would have liked. So, okay, so we've hit 50 likes already. Thanks you chaps, to everyone. Let's try and go for 75 now as our next goal. So let's try and hit that, guys, if we can. So we're going to start our first lap. And hopefully our only flying lap of the session. So we could have a brand spanking new set of tyres. We could have 2 fresh sets of super soft tyres for the race, which will be quite handy with what I'm going to try and emulate tomorrow in the race later, after this race finishes. So make sure, guys, to check the link in the description below for the race stream. It will happen straight after qualifying, even if we get knocked out now, or we make it into Q3. As we have Raikkonen now the fastest man, 35.1 for the Finnish driver. Oh, that was a very poor line. Very poor line there for me. Going a little bit wide than I would have liked. Oh, turning way too early there. Had to correct that to avoid a corner cut. So we may have to go back out again, which I obviously did not want to do, but... done it again, turning in way too early for that corner, so this is not going to be a good lap now. I'm not going to lie, this is going to be a shocker of a lap. Unless we get this last sector to a decent time, but I highly doubt that. Just turning in way too early for the corners, avoiding the cuts, especially the double right-hander in the last sector. We're going to run a bit wide, but we're going to have a better exit on traction. It's not going to be the fastest time in the world, but look at that, 37.6. What a poor time that was. Oh, that's a shocker. We'll have to go back out again, chaps, I'm afraid. Ah, not a good time. Not a good time. We've hit the 100 mark as well. Thank you, guys. For that, but we're going to have to go back out again. Use another set of softs, which I didn't want to do. Is this going to be good enough? No, it's not, according to Jonathan Lego himself. But yeah, not the best of laps there, guys, so we're going to have to go again. This will most likely be my last lap. I'm not going to do another one, so if we're out, but we could start on the hards here in the race. So I'm 3 seconds off the pace, which is shocking, and that's not going to help my cause with that very poor exit, as you will see from the delta. As long as I don't lose a tenth, I'll take it. Braking a lot later than I would have liked. Seems to have got it absolutely spot on this time. See, we're up by 4 tenths already in the first sector, so, or 2.5 tenths actually, 3 tenths, so a lot better. I think we broke a little bit later than we normally did. And we're up in the first sector by 2 tenths actually on Kvyat. It's best lap. Got to get this corner right though. Just being very careful not to run wide like we've done there. Hold it nicely. We're stood up, or we were stood up, but that moment there has cost us there. But look at the time we've gained from that mistake, but we got away with that massively, I have to say. We were lucky to get away with that. We're only 6 tenths down though. on there because he were up now by 1.5 seconds. But that moment in the middle sector, could that have cost us a chance of going into Q3? We're up though by nearly 2 seconds already. Remember, it was 2.8 seconds when we crossed the line. So this is going to be close to getting into Q3. We're going to try and make a tighter line into the final corner, try and get a better exit. And we don't, but it's up by nearly 2.3 seconds. And it puts us P8 at the minute, 8 tenths off the fastest time. So I'm praying that that is enough to get us in to Q3, as we've got Kvyat out again, but we're not going to do another lap. So it's all down to if the AI haven't gone quicker, but I've got a suspicion that they have. They've gone quicker than me. No, they haven't. We're in P8. We're into Q3. Thankfully, we're through. Just about there. And Verstappen, annoyingly, is on the medium tyre as well. So that's not an encouraging sign for me for this championship. So Magnussen's out, Bottas is out, Rosberg, Perez, and the 2 Saubers are out of qualifying 2. We make it through to Q3, amazingly, considering we had that massive moment just then in the middle sector. But we got through, and I'm only going to be doing 1 lap here in this session. I'm just going to do the 1 flying lap on a fresh set here. So luckily, we are going to be the Q2 fastest lap is here. So we're going to be using only 1 set here, which will mean we have 2 fresh sets of softs and 2 fresh sets of hards to play with in the race. So that was a scary moment for us, but we got through, guys, which is the most important thing to take away. So I'm going to guess, guys, in about 10 minutes we're going to start the race stream. So I'm just going to skip through this because we're only going to do 1 flying lap, if I'm honest. But I don't expect to be on pole, if I'm honest, because I do not like this track with a passion. So we'll see if we can do that. So we're going to head out now for the final time, our 1 flying lap of the session, and the sun's out. The sun's setting on us. So right there. So here we go then. The last lap, the last qualifying lap of 2016. Can we get anything from this? I doubt it, but give it our best shots. Just checking if we've got everything on. We're going to take a wide line here into the final corner. Just try and get a bit of extra power and traction at the last corner. So here we go. It's our last lap. The last qualifying lap of 2016. Can we get a pole for the last time in 2016? I've said 2016 numerous times today in this stream, but we want to end the year on a high with a pole position, which we haven't had in quite some time, actually. So let's see if we can do that here. Let's have a look at the sector times. Very good start. 2 tenths up in the first sector. We are absolutely flying. Maybe we're just suited to these conditions with the clear weather, with the sun setting down. But we'll wait and see as we continue on. This is where we made the mistake in Q2. We played it very safe through that part of the lap, shifting down to 4th there just to help the car get through this double right-hander without cutting or extending. A little bit wide, missing the apex, but shouldn't be a massive factor. We only lost a 10th in the middle sector. But can we get something in this final sector? A bit of oversteer out of that corner. Coming to this long right-hander, which I absolutely hate in any F1 game. You just can't get the line right, me. But we're going to get a very nice exit on the curb a little bit. Deploy the DRS down the back straight for the final time. Coming towards the final corner. Can we get this spot on here and get a pole position? Bang on the 100-meter board we go. Short shift up to 3rd. Runs us a little bit wide, but we're going to get a very good clean exit. And it's a run to the line for pole. Is it going to be enough for pole? No, it's not, unfortunately. It is currently P3 in the field, and we lost all the time in the last sector. As I said, the last sector is a bit of a deadly one for me. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be starting 3rd on the grid, which is definitely where I want to be, or 4th, which is our objective for the one. We aren't going to beat Carlos Sainz in this one, our rival, unfortunately, but we're going to have to just take it on the chin. It's the best lap I could do, and we are going to come home in P4. So someone's pipped us, but we have beat our objective, which is more important. So Where we're going to come home then. Vettel gets pole with a 33.7.
Of our top three, who are Vettel, Kvyat and Carlos Sainz. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
So here's the grid then. Sebastian Vettel gets pole by 2 tenths from Daniel Kvyat. Carlos Sainz as well in 3rd place. So as I said, the 2 people who are out of the running in the championship as it stands are ahead of us. So they can crawl back some points, especially on Max Verstappen. Button's in P5, Raikkonen P6, Alonso 7th. My teammate who's on the mediums, remember, Max Verstappen in 8th, Hamilton 9th, and the French baguette himself, Romain Grosjean in 10th place as well. So a lot is going to happen in this race, which is coming up in the next 5 minutes, guys. So if you haven't already, guys, go to the link in the description below right now and head to that stream right now, as I'll be getting that set up for you right now. But if you can't make the race, guys, then thank you so much for the great year we've had on this channel, most recently with this series, and I want to thank you all, and this series will grow even bigger for 2017 as well. So I want to thank you all for coming to the qualifying stream, as I'm not even going to bother looking at this because we're losing massively to Carlos Sainz in the rivalry challenge. We've beat our target and we've beaten Verstappen. We're going to get a lovely engineer thing from Emma at the end of this if we stay where we are on there. But thank you very much, guys, for watching this, and make sure to like the video and subscribe if you want to see more F1 content on this channel. But until the race, guys, in about 5 minutes time, if you're watching this live, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you for the race. Until then, take care, guys, and I'll see you in 10 or 5-10 minutes time.